Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Been a bit of a while since I've done an update on myself and where I'm at the moment. At the moment we're sort of early July, so what, 9 weeks ago I did a competition. I ended up doing a NABBA show. I ended up taking the win. And a very nice trophy here. First time I've actually done NABBA. They were offering a pro card to the guy who won the overall as well. And as much as I didn't win the overall, I came second, clearly, because they actually deemed me of a level that they wanted to award two guys with a pro card, with a pro status. So I ended up getting my, here we go, pro medal, pro card. So, and this as well, pretty cool. Just stuff to add to the trophy cabinet. Competitive season was underway, but I very nearly didn't do the show due to a quad injury that I sustained like 4 weeks out. Tore my quad doing something I shouldn't be doing. I was sprinting and whatever. But anyway, I tore my quad and I wasn't going to do the show. I ended up doing the show and I ended up winning a pro card. So it's my third pro card now. So it's pretty cool. I still don't have the IFBB card, which is very much on the agenda, but not just yet. So I took myself into an off season because I wanted to get my quad to heal. In fact, I might even put a photo up here. So this was 4 weeks out. And I thought, and this is me, by the way, this is me squeezing my quads the same. And then, you know, I really was unsure whether I could even compete. And over time, I had some recovery, you know, went for some massage therapy and some all sorts of stuff. Ended up getting this level back just before the show. So as you can see, I could actually squeeze my quad again, but it wasn't quite the same and I wasn't able to train it properly. And I thought to myself, look, if I want to, you know, go for pro qualifiers for the IFBB card, I want to make sure I bring my absolute best, and I didn't think that was going to be able to. So that was the end of the 2026 competitive season. Certainly for now. That doesn't necessarily mean for the whole time. Oh, I love it when it's a fresh tongue. So yeah, I am going to postpone stuff until the latter part of the year, probably. That's not even a definite even. It's a maybe. You know, I want to make sure I come and bring my absolute best, and yeah, I just want to make sure that's going on. But the update is, so competition season was over, but 2 weeks ago, I ended up deciding to go on holiday. So I'm going on holiday in, well, at the time it was 5 weeks and now it's 3 weeks. So I've just started dieting down for my holiday. Now, people often do this, and I often think, why? Why do you even care what you look like? Like, people don't care what you look like on holiday, but do you know what the truth is? I care. And it makes me feel good when I'm in better shape. So I just took my calories down and started to tidy up a little bit. I competed on my show. I was 117 kilograms on show day morning, 117.5. I took myself up to about 130 kilos, give or take. Very, very easy to do, you know. Sounds like a lot, doesn't it? Like 12, 13 kilos. You think, fuck, you know, but the reality is someone of my size, you know, when I just start eating normally, I'll put on 5 kilos just like that, just by eating normally. And then obviously a couple of treats and whatnot, and you know, before you know it, 130 again. My walking around weight is very comfortably 130, so I didn't push anything necessarily to get there. But it was what it was. So anyway, I took myself down. I'm now 125 again, so I'm 5 kilos down from that in 2 weeks, just from tidying my food up a bit, just lowering calories. And that's it. So yeah, the update is I'm currently on prep for a holiday. So 3 weeks time I'll go away. And that's it. But today is a day that I don't actually enjoy that much. I've got my animal supplements in, obviously. So the day is hamstrings and glutes. Now, my feedback for my shows and whatnot is very often the same, okay? And I need to have better glutes, better chest. Well, I need better everything, right? I mean, we want better everything, but better arms. But in particular, I've been really focusing on my glutes in the last sort of 12 months. Yeah, and I don't really enjoy the session. I've got to be totally honest with you, totally transparent. I don't actually enjoy the glute session, but I know that it needs to be done. I know guys who don't work their glutes at all and their glutes are great. Unfortunately for me, that's not been the case. My glutes aren't small necessarily, but they just need to be brought up. So that's it. I'm training like a bikini girl, basically. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's the session today. I'm going to run you through a few of the things that I've been doing to bring those up. I also have been doing my usual routine, which is basically eating later in the day. So I had my first meal number 1. I had that at around about 11:30, 12, about midday-ish. And now it's like 4 o'clock and I've still only had one meal. I'm likely to go and train now and then have meal 2 after that. So it'll probably be around about like 7 o'clock, meal 2. It's just the way I like to do it. I think that I'm more productive when I eat less. So I find that, you know, if I've got one decent meal in me and go and train really well, I can get all my jobs neat that I need doing. Obviously, I'm a coach. You know, I need to make sure that I actually am on the ball for my clients as well. And then I've got, you know, my meals later on in the evening, and it means that I'm more satiated when I go to bed, which means a better sleep. So that's just the way I structure it. So hams and glutes on the menu. Not very exciting, but needs must. Yeah, so as I say, this is a session that I don't particularly love, but still have to get it done anyway. So there are going to be 7 exercises in total, 8 actually, including calves. 4 of which are going to be glute focused, 3 a hamstring and 1 calf. I'm actually at a new gym as well. It's called Strength and Fitness Lab. It's in Wigan. It's about 20 minutes from my house. It's pretty good. They got a lot of this like booty builder stuff, which I get as an open male bodybuilder is a little bit peculiar. But as I say, trying to bring my glutes up, this is exactly what I need. So yeah, it's going to be a selection of a few bits and bobs, a couple of compound movements, a couple of isolation stuff that you probably wouldn't expect from an open bodybuilder. But again, it's the stuff that I've been doing for the last 6 to 12 months, and I've definitely seen some change. So here we go. So I tend to start the workout with the abductor machine. It's something that I actually avoided for years and years and years. I found that I get a really great pump from it. So I've just sped it up a little bit here. There's a little bit of an unflattering angle, as you can see, if you go to the front there. Yeah, take everything to failure, mechanical failure, when I can no longer perform a proper rep. I call it quits. As I say, this is one of the machines that I always avoided, but actually do see a lot of benefit from it. Now this one here is the main, well, one of the main movements of today. And one of the reasons why, even though it doesn't look like I'm doing a huge range of motion, that movement right there, I'm telling you now, creates a huge stretch in my glute. And actually, this is the thing that I can max the machine out on, but it's hard. Like, don't get me wrong, I still do quite a lot of reps on it, but it's the thing that I feel the next day the most. And as I say, even though the range of motion isn't huge, it is very, very beneficial. And it's like doing a lunge, but taking out the quad part of the movement. And when I do lunges, I feel it's very, very quad dominant. So yeah, I've very much got into these now. I've done them for the last like 4 weeks. And yeah, I always wake up and I've got DOMs the next day. So it's certainly doing something. And then, yeah, 4 sets in and I am already drenched, as you can see. Anyway, then we're into hamstrings to give the glutes a little bit of a break. So a couple of sets on the lying hamstring curl. One of these was actually a drop set as well. I don't have a preference on lying or seated. I think they can both work really well. Specifically in this gym, I prefer this lying one. So yeah, just again, working all the way to failure. Not very pretty faces, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Absolutely pooped off the back of these 2 sets. The gym is really hot as well. And then we're moving on to the hinge part. Now, this is a funny one for me because I have a little bit of a funky lower back. It's not the most reliable, so I don't go hugely heavy on here, but I really focus on stretching down to the bottom part of the movement, forcing my hips backwards and then contracting my hamstrings up. I really, really can make the most out of not much weight. So it's 16 each hand, so it's 120 total, and it feels really hard. Somewhere in the 10 to 15 rep range. And I do it pretty quick with not much rest period off the back of the hamstring as well. Then another hamstring variation, so it's the single leg. Just gives me an opportunity to make sure I'm working both legs equally, rather than one leg taking over a bit more dominant on my right hand side, so it tends to take over a little bit more. So yeah, I also add these in. The second set of this was actually with pause reps. So I did this set just as normal until failure. And then the next one, I added in a pause rep variation where I hold at the top part of the movement. Again, I do these sort of set intensifiers just to give a bit of variety. Then back to glutes. And I'll be honest with you, this specific glute drive is not very good. The place where you put your feet is actually really, really unstable. The thing digs into you, so I won't be using that again, but you know, yeah, here it is. I did 2 sets there as well. Now onto this is a kickback machine. Again, something that I've not actually used before. I used it first time last week, and this is now the second time. So instead of cables, I'm able to load quite a lot of weight on this one and force it back. Again, an amazing pump off the back of this one. So really, really liked it. that concludes the hamstrings and glutes part of the movements, and then on to calves. So I did 2 sets here as well, and actually my calves look pretty damn lean, which I was surprised about. I didn't expect that, but yeah, that's it. So that concludes the least favorite session of the week, and it was in total 16 sets, 16 working sets, 8 on glutes, 6 on hamstrings, and 2 on calves. I do calves again another time during the week, but yeah, that's that session done and dusted, and I feel absolutely pooped. My shirt is drenched. I've even got a drenched hat as well. So meal 2 now, and we're almost at 9 o'clock in the evening, which is later than what I'd like. So I've got to get my food in before I go to bed. But as I say, it means that I get plenty of food, and then I get to go to bed with a full stomach, and I get to recover even better, or so it feels that way anyway. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys.